What's up guys? So I will be doing a video discussing the whole shenanigans going on. So to put it simply, there have been a lot of rumors and speculation and discussion on potential beef between the authors of Fairy Tail, the manga, and One Piece, the manga. And these authors, Oda and Mashima, are well, what people are saying is that they have been putting in subtle references to the enemy mangas in respect, and basically they have been taking subtle jabs at each other throughout their manga. And personally, from what I've seen, there has been a lot of people who are saying this is true, and then there's a lot saying it's not true. And basically the whole idea is that the evidence comes from the respective mangas, and there being like subtle references to the other manga. And basically in Fairy Tail, this has happened for the first time, and what they're saying is that Fairy Tail, the author, has finally caught wind of it. I think his name is Mashima. Basically, the author of Fairy Tail has caught wind of the beef, and he's like, okay, I'm going to stir up some stuff too. So I'm going to make some references to One Piece in my manga, and then make the characters look really dumb, and yeah, and then that'll get back at him. Personally, I think it's all bullcrap. It's not true. There's no evidence in either one of them, and the people stirring this up are pretty much like, I'm pretty sure it originated from this website called mangastream.com, where you can read all these free manga. And basically they have a blog on the homepage, and this is where it started. Someone posted a blog entry on this topic, and they started stirring up these rumors. However, I personally think whoever wrote this blog entry is completely stupid, because I mean, even in the comments, like some of the top voted comments are completely against this. They're like, this is complete BS. Whereas there are some others who are believing of this. I think it's complete crap, and I will tell you guys why. So let's go to Fairy Tail first. There's only one possible reference, and this is the one most people are talking about. Basically, the three, and guys, I'm assuming you've read the latest chapter of Fairy Tail, so first and final spoiler alert warning. Basically, they have these three treasure hunters, and apparently this was the sort of depiction of the One Piece cast members. So these treasure hunters were introduced one chapter ago, and I think it's bullcrap, okay? They look nothing like any of the One Piece characters. Nothing. Like, if you really wanted to stretch it and skew it and, you know, analyze it, they'd still look nothing like any of the One Piece cast or crew. None of them do. Like, literally, like none of them do at all, from the hair to the clothing, to anything. And I guess one of the things people are possibly pointing out is the guy with the big like knuckle. Basically, he uses like a huge hand, like an iron hand, as his weapon, and the hand is bigger than his entire body, and he carries it behind him. But when he's fighting, he holds the stick part of it. And I guess what they're saying is this guy is similar to the guy in One Piece. I forgot his name. Frankie. Frankie's his name, because Frankie's a robot and he has big arms. First off, that's so far-fetched, and here's the most far-fetched part. They're saying that the Fairy Tail author is like making fun of these characters and depicting them as very weak and stuff. That's not the case. Like, you actually have to read the chapter. You can't just blindly agree with stuff. If you read the chapter, and this is the second chapter they've had. The first one, they were just simply introduced. Now they're fighting. They're actually doing very well in this fight versus Fairy Tail. And They've blocked all of Fairy Tail's initial attacks: Gray's ice beams, Natsu's fire iron blast punch. The guy with the huge hand, he blocked it point blank with his freaking iron hand thing, and they are doing very well in this fight. So I don't see any sort of potential making fun of whatsoever. And another thing is they're referencing how the guy with the sword, the treasure hunter with the sword, keeps saying super like Frankie. First off, that makes no sense, because first you're referencing the Iron Hand guy as Frankie, and now you're referencing the sword man as Frankie. These are two different treasure hunters that you're referencing as one minor One Piece character. I don't know about that. And I know Frankie isn't minor, but he's definitely not like the major crew like Luffy or Zoro or Sanji. So I don't think that makes any sense whatsoever. And they keep saying that this guy keeps saying super just like Frankie. Well, if you actually look at the few chapters he was introduced, the latest chapter, he says it once. He says super once, and he doesn't just say super. He says, let's super do it. And first off, all of them have gags, okay? All of these three treasure hunters say like this thing. They have distinct like gag points that they constantly say over. That's just like a common thing with manga. So this guy says super a lot. The guy with the iron fist says done a lot, and then the blonde haired guy, I don't know what he says, but they all have distinct gags, and it's just a gag. It's not a One Piece reference, and that should be it. I can keep making points to this, but that should be it. I mean, I don't need to say anything else. There are no references. And another point is that, just to cement things, like, okay, I would say just 3 chapters ago in Fairy Tail, the author made a very, very blatant reference to another manga. I can't remember what the manga was called. I think it was like Raiden or something. No, that's not the name. But he made a very, very blatant reference to a certain manga. I think it was the time when Urza was doing a job after they had won the Mage Fairy Tail games. After they won the tournament, everyone of Fairy Tail split off to do their own jobs again, and Urza went to do this play with Wendy, and they dressed up as characters blatantly from this other manga. Like, it was very blatant, and it was like a little bit of a compliment to that manga from the author of Fairy Tail. Now that is a distinct reference to another manga. This right here is not, okay? So you can compare the only very clear and obvious reference to any of this, and you can very blatantly tell that they've been stirring, like Manga Stream has been stirring stuff up. This is not true at all. In fact, I will link the blog entry from Manga Stream just to show you guys. And here's another interesting point. The most rated comment, the highest rated comment, has nothing to do with this. It has to do with Dragon Ball Z. They're like, oh, they're referencing Dragon Ball Z too. And now I'm like, what the heck? And here's the thing. I don't understand why it's so highly upvoted. It has 123 upvotes and 2 downvotes. And the comment reads, quote, I thought Luffy being called Lucy was a reference to Master Roshi. Sounds similar from Dragon Ball. He even has the look. So, first off, I don't understand this at all, because Lucy sounds nothing like Master Roshi. That is so off from each other. They're like, that is so far-fetched. How does Lucy sound like Master Roshi? And for me, after I thought about it for a very, very long time, excuse the background noise, I realized, okay, if you really, really want to twist it, Lucy is 2 syllables, Roshi is 2 syllables. Other than that, they have none of the same letters. And that made no sense whatsoever. And on top of that, Luffy was called Lucy because it sounds very similar to Luffy. There was no Dragon Ball reference in there. And yet this comment has 123 upvotes and 2 downvotes. And he has a look. That may or may not be true. I mean, I'm sure Oda's read Dragon Ball. And I think Luffy actually was wearing like some sort of tropical t-shirt on. So along with the straw hat and the beard, he potentially looks like Roshi, but there's so many things that are still different about them, so I don't think it's true at all. I mean, Roshi's bald, Roshi has sunglasses constantly, Roshi has a turtle shell backpack, Roshi has a staff, Luffy has none of these things. Luffy, I don't even think Luffy's wearing a tropical shirt. So I really think that they are for sure taking this way too far, and I honestly should not even bother to ramble on for like 20 more minutes giving you points on this. I really think there is no beef, and I think Manga Stream or whoever started this was just trying to stir things up, and people read too deep into it. And if people still have problems, like another thing, a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but apparently they are saying that there are references to Fairy Tail in One Piece, and there have been subtle references for a long time now, and that is what incited Fairy Tail to respond with his own jab. First off, I think the authors are too mature to do something so silly. They can settle things differently other than that. Second off, why would there be beef in the first place? I don't understand that. And then third off, I've never seen one of these references in Fairy Tail or One Piece, especially in One Piece. I'm pretty sure One Piece's plot has gotten very complex to a point, like the author has no time to be doing this. They are so focused on what they're doing right now, like in the actual plot. So I don't see any of it whatsoever. There is no sort of any subtle references to Fairy Tail at all. And so that's all I have to say for that. There's probably more evidence I could give, but I don't need to. Like, that should be enough as of itself. And yeah, don't forget to rate, comment, like, and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe if you want to see more. And yeah, if you guys have any other evidence or your other opinions, go ahead and leave a comment below. Do you personally think there is beef between them? What are your opinions on this? Have you seen any evidence that I might have missed supporting this or against this? If you saw something actually in One Piece that's referencing Fairy Tail and potentially making fun of it, go ahead and leave a comment and tell me where it is. Otherwise, like, comment, rate, subscribe. I'm signing out. Peace.